All right, and we're live. Thank you guys for being here today. I really appreciate you guys. I know it's kind of hard to keep up with my crazy schedule, but I got to work it around my work days. This happens to be my last day off tomorrow. I start midday, so um, that's why I'll be streaming on Thursday early in the morning. Well, for me, it'll be early in the morning. For you guys in the East Coast, it'll be like midday. But well, thanks for being here. Like you guys saw on the thumbnail today, I have the luxury of having Sal Ross Baltimore.
Just call me Ross.
Yeah, Ross. And for those of you who are not familiar with Ross, he was on Skipper's auction. What was it, like 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, I've been on 2 of them so far, and everybody fish.
Yeah, so you know, how long have you been on YouTube though?
I mean, I really haven't been like serious about YouTube, but I've been posting videos of fish probably for maybe the last 4 or 5 years.
Oh, okay. So you've been on there for a while. It's just haven't been active on it.
Oh man, I got a crawfish video of one malting that has like 4 likes and like 100 views. Yeah, it's like 5, and it's an amazing video too. Like it looks so cool. You can really watch the whole electric blue crayfish just go through the whole metamorphosis of shedding its shell, and it's a really cool video.
So what's been your main platform that you seem to have a little bit more of a?
To be honest, I'm in the CCA. That's the Capital Cichlid Association in Maryland.
Okay.
So I'm really in a bunch of groups on Facebook, but you know, groups are filled with a lot of toxic people. So I stopped putting in my 2 cents maybe about 2 years ago. I just like laid low and I stopped posting things and like just kind of like stuck to myself and try to like not focus on posting things and really focus on breeding the fish. And when I do see something spectacular that I can't help but record, that I do record it, and then that's when I post it. But I pretty much I post maybe on Instagram maybe twice a month, like some type of video, maybe twice or 3 times a month.
Okay.
I would say Instagram at Finthusiast United, or you could type in Aquatica 87 Heaven, and you could find that. I do post there. I would say nowadays I probably post more on Instagram, and I do the shorts on Instagram.
Okay. So Instagram seems to be the one that you find to use the most.
I guess so. I mean, because I used to post on Facebook and I would get like 500 to 1,000 views on certain videos, and I don't think I've had that. I think I've had maybe a 1,000 view video on my personal page, not my fish page of fish. But since I've opened up my page on for a new fish page on Instagram, I haven't really had any of that type of traction. Maybe about 300 views on one video, the max. But
yeah, I know.
The one that I'm posting on the most.
Yeah, I know the algorithm's kind of tricky. I can't figure it out. I mean, there's times where I just post something, and it seems like the stuff you don't really think about too much, you just kind of throw it up on a whim, seems to do a lot better than the stuff that you actually put some thought and a little bit of work behind it. I don't know what it is.
Weird how that works.
Yeah.
Because I have some videos of some really stunning angels, and then they'll get like 20 views and like maybe 2 likes, and the likes will be like from my wife and her friend or some shit like that. So
yeah.
You're guessing and you're like, man, my angels look better than that. So you just got to figure the algorithm, and everything nowadays has an algorithm. Even if you're gaming online, like the wins and loss spread is an algorithm now. Like,
Yeah. I know that for the videos, I've been playing a lot with tags. You know how they tell you to tag stuff so that it gets certain areas.
hashtag.
And I don't know. I try different stuff. You know, I watch a couple of videos here and there where they suggest what to do. And I guess the more generic, but like for example, I don't use tropical fish. I'll use hashtag fish. And for some reason, when I use that, it does a little bit better than if I put a specific, like angelfish or like um, guppies or anything like that.
Freshwater fish, like that's what I'll do that. Like I'll do fish. Like even if you just hashtag the color blue, like just hashtag blue, you
Mhm.
get more views because more people are like looking for blue things.
Yeah.
You might find somebody more like I've noticed that too, and I've tried it where I don't put any hashtags on anything, and those are the ones where you're like, man, anybody see me out there? Like, but
Yeah. But it's just interesting. I mean, I haven't. Well, again, this is not my sole focus, so I'm not too worried about it. It's just kind of cool once in a while when something hits, and it's a lot. It's more than you expect. On average, I think if I go look at my stuff on a short, I'm averaging between 150 to 200 views. And once in a while, I'll get one that hits 1,000. It's like, whoa, okay, what was so different about that? And a lot of times, it's just the one tag that I
it's
put
like
on there.
or it's the time of day or something. Like it's the time of day when you do it. Like I've noticed it a lot because I'm like, man, what's going on, man? I posted this, but this is not as interesting as this one that I'm posting right now, and I don't get any. Like, what in the world? Y'all don't want to see this late night? The gold laser quarries, the CW10s, all out on a feeding frenzy when you normally don't see them out during the daytime. Like who doesn't want to see that? That's so cool. Like you get to see what they look like. Because sometimes I walk through. Well, most nights I walk through, and I take a little flashlight and I just beam in at nighttime just to see what my fish are doing at night because I got a lot of tanks, so I need to just see. I'm always catching things before. That's one thing that I will say about being a fish person that's like serious about it. If you're a breeder and you want to be serious about it, check your tanks, man. Pay attention to your tanks because even at night when the lights go off, is really cool to see what your fish are doing because you can stop and like last night or like a few weeks ago I ordered these really expensive pink sakura crayfish. They're like hot pink. Some of them are hot pink, some of them are regular pink, some of them are light pink, some of them are like off-white pink. Luckily I bought 4 of them because I knew that the place was on like some people like to gatekeep. They want to not send you a pair. So they're going to send you as many males as they can as possible. So when you want to buy things to breed, I would tell anybody to always buy at least like 6 or like 5 or 6 at the 5 at the least. Like that 5 is the least, the minimum that you should be buying anything that is you're trying to breed it. You know what I mean? So luckily, like I thought, out of all 5 of those crayfish that I bought, no, out of all 4 of those expensive crayfish that I bought, 1 was a male. Luckily, he was the prettiest one too. So he's the darkest, pinkest one. And then I had 3 other females. One of them is as pink as him, and then the other 2 are kind of really light pink. So, but last night, getting to it, I have him in a 5-gallon by himself, just so I can let him grow. So, because I like to let my crayfish grow, my males grow to be bigger, because the females were all 3 of the females were bigger. He said some people keep all people. I'm not one. Me, all you got to do is just buy 3 and guarantee I'm gonna hook you up with something. Because to me, I hate it when like man, look, I'm so glad that I bought 6 of those long fin snow whites. Maybe I bought them 2 years ago. I bought them when they were just became out and they were hot. They were really expensive. They were $200 a piece. I bought 5 of them. And
oh wow.
I got a deal. I asked the guy to hook me up because they were more expensive than that. But I emailed and I was like, yo, if I buy 5 of them, can you hook me up? Because of the shipping is going to be expensive. So he hooked me up. His name is Moon Aquatics. If you're looking for somebody to hook you up, man, I'm going to shout him out because he hooked me up a couple years ago. He's on Aquabid. He sells some good stuff. I'm on Aquabid too, same title, Aquatica 87, but I don't have anything on there right now. But going back to it, looking in your tanks at night, I saw my crawfish about to molt earlier in the day, but it looked like it was happening really, really slow. And when I turned the light off, like, I mean, I knew I had been over a day on my water changes, and it's a 5 gallon. So you have to be careful with those type of things because they get acidic pretty quickly because of food and poop and pee. So a 5 gallon, you got to really stay on top of those things. So I normally would do water change for him in that 5 gallon. It was a 5.5 gallon for every other day. That's what I would do, a 50% water change on that tank. And I skipped the day. I was being lazy. But last night I was looking at him with the flashlight and I saw his shell kind of humped over him just a little bit, but it looked like, oh snap, if I don't fix this now and give him some of this fresh hard water that he needs, there could be a mess up in this in his molting process, and he might lose a claw or he might lose himself. So even this was at like 1 o'clock in the morning. Like I pulled out my Python in the dark, and I just sucked out half of that water and I filled it back up. And literally right after I did that, he molted his best molt ever. And he was fluttering around the tank. You guys gotta pay attention to your fish tanks at night. Definitely, I would say go around each tank at night if you're a breeder with a flashlight just to see what's going on when the lights go out. And you breeding catfish and cory fish and stuff like that, and you don't see them out at night, and you have like an angelfish in the tank. See, that's another thing. See, you got some angelfish or something like that in the tank, and you have cories, and you have plecos. You still don't see them during the day, but at night they should come out because they're nocturnal. You turn on the flashlight and you don't see them all out and about and doing that thing. You know something's going on in that tank because they should be out. The big fish should be sleeping and chilling and resting, and the little fish should come out and play. So that's another sign that you have something going on in the tank too with those type of fish. Because I specifically breed more of, like in this tank right here, I have super blue curry tetras that I've bred. I have the raccoon tetras. I actually just bred the raccoon tetras, the Hyphessobrycon, I think it's Procyon or something like that, Procon. But I have the fry over there and another tank over there. And then I have gold laser cories, which you don't see anything at the bottom moving around at all. I have 3 L128s, the blue phantom plecos in there. And then I have a pair of long fin snow white plecos that are growing out that actually I got lucky because I lost my female from that purchase that I bought. Out of all those 5 that I bought, only one of them was a girl, and I lost her, but luckily I had fry before I lost her. So now I've been waiting for the fry to grow up, and now they're all about this size. They're about 3 inches, and I have 3 males and 2 females. So now I got 3 pairs of snow white plecos, the bristlenose plecos, with perfect fins. They don't have the bent up fins. They have perfect long fins. They look like little ghosts, like little fairies swimming around in the water. And now just got to set up a tank for them, you know. So I got a lot of good stuff happening. I got the Rio Paraguay plecos. They get about 5 inches, but to be honest, I've had them for about a year. They've only been about 3 inches. So this might be another smallish type of bristlenose pleco and citrus pleco. I got fry from them now. I got lots of fry. The orange Venezuelans always dropping fry all the time. My stir-bys, the only reason why I don't have so many stir-by fries because I have them in a 40 gallon with a pair of angels, and they're always eating the eggs when the stir-bys lay them.
Oh.
So right now in my 40 gallon, I have like a bunch of little white dots all over the entire 40 gallon glass where there used to be eggs, but the angelfish ate them. So I'm trying to get rid of these angels. I love them. They're gorgeous. My male, he's a stunner. He's a platinum pearl scale male. I've had him for about 2 years now. And he is a stunner. I'm talking about his fins are perfect. He has the tails off of his anal fin. He has the long streamers going off of the aim. Like, I mean, he's a stunner. and he has pearl scale. He looks like a jewel floating around in the water. And his mate is her parents were a pearl scale platinum angel that I bred with a Bulgarian double dark seal point. So I had a Bulgarian seal point double dark that I bred with a pearl scale platinum, and then they gave me these dark green. They gave me these dark green, blackish Pinoy angels, which are really dope looking. The cap on them are kind of like green, and then the rest of the body goes to like a black. And then in certain videos you've seen on YouTube or Instagram or Facebook, there are Pinoy angels that have that really, really green look. Like, to me, the ones that I have from those two breeding out, those are like the starters. So I've let those two breed, collected the eggs, and now in a 55-gallon I have in this door behind us over there, I have some of their fry growing up, and the fry that are dark green look really, really dark green compared to the original F1s that I got. So, I mean, I just got a lot of stuff going on here, and they're not normal fish that you was like, they're normal, but they're like different color morphs and different things that you really aren't seeing in fish stores. And that's what I want in my fish store. I just want to be, I'm in Maryland, and I feel like there has been one fish store that has opened up lately in like the past 5 years that has like been worthy of anything that if I was to come up with my own store, I would call them competition.
Okay.
It's a good thing. Because and this place is called London Town Tropical. So if you guys are in the area and you want to go check out a cool dope store, you're in the DMV area or Delaware or Pennsylvania, you want to check out a cool dope store in Maryland, check out London Town. London Town is pretty dope. I would shout out a couple more, but they just either really, really small and like you gotta like be here to love the place and like know the owners and shit.
That's okay. You can shout them out if you want.
Nah. I don't want anybody to have a bad experience or something, you know.
Oh, okay.
Some grumpy fish guy that's in there, like, no, he's just him, you know.
He's more of the local flavor.
London Town Tropicals is definitely a good spot in Maryland if you want to look at something that has a bunch of freshwater fish and plants and stuff like that that aren't really that normal. And they'll order you something if you're looking for something that's an oddball or something. So
okay. All right. Hey, Ross, why don't we do a little step back? Because we kind of started and we didn't get a chance to really have you introduce yourself and tell the people a little bit about yourself. So why don't we take a moment now and go ahead and do that? Tell us a little bit about, for those that are not familiar with you, I know a lot of the people here have seen you on Skip's live stream, but there might be a few others that this is the first time they have the pleasure of interacting with you. So just give them a little bit of your scoop. So
I'm I don't like to lead with it because I don't like to make it like my attribute, like, oh, this is who I am. But I'm a combat vet. I'm from Baltimore. I'm from the west side of Baltimore. I never really got a chance to touch the fish that were in my house because they were my stepfather's. They were his tanks, so I didn't like really, but I've always loved fish. And then when they got a divorce, I got my own betta. Actually, the first fish I ever owned besides a betta was a giant Danio.
Oh, okay.
That thing was flying all over the tank. That was my first fish ever by myself, learning the fish stuff. And I had to probably be I might have been about 11. I'm 35 now, so I might have been about 11. And this was a fish that I bought we were in Walmart. So this is like when Walmart used to sell fish back in the day. So that might have been my first fish that I ever kept by myself. But I'd always had a turtle tank in my house.
Okay.
Would feed, the feeder fish too and stuff like that. So I grew up with turtles. I had like the little red belly salamanders when those things were hot back in the day. You remember the red fire belly salamanders? They would get maybe about 3 inches.
Yeah.
2.5 inches, 3 inches. Grew up with those, and through relationships throughout the years, me and certain females had like our own apartment or whatever. Then we had fish tanks, and then So I've been in and out of the fish game for probably about since I was 11. So now for the past 6 years, I've like really been like into it. But in the past 3 years, I've really been serious about it and finding out that it's really my passion and I really care about this stuff. I really care about my fish, even to a level of conservationist, like keeping endangered species alive. I'm purely into freshwater. I don't deal with any saltwater really because I don't think saltwater really needs our help. There's plenty of it out here. Like freshwater is like 2% of the world's water. Like, so when you think about it, all the agriculture and all the stuff that's changing the waterways and things like that, there are a lot of pretty freshwater fish that are dying right now. And that if we could just get our hands on them, we could keep them alive. Which there are a lot of fish that are in the hobby now that aren't in the wild, but the fish hobby is kept alive. Got a daughter. I have a daughter. She's 14 now.
Oh, okay.
I'm getting there. Trying to get her into the fish thing. Trying to. But,
how's that going?
she likes being an auction girl.
Oh, okay.
So like she likes to hand out the prizes to people and stuff like that. So when we go to the club meeting, she likes to do that. She does have some tanks in her room. She did get her first betta and she named it. So I guess that's a good start. It's hard to get these new kids into anything. They got so much stuff going on. They look in their phone and look at anything they want.
Well, maybe if you get her to breed that better, it'll change. You know how sometimes when you able to get fish to breed, your perspective kind of changes because it's kind of like you did something out of the norm. It's a little bit more interaction.
For me to really get me on this track and watching a bunch of YouTube videos, and Corey from Aquarium Co-op really he challenged me, to be honest, by saying that you can't get rich off of fish or you can't make a living or whatever really like that off of being a fish breeder. And I choose to disagree. I am a disabled vet, so I do have that type of income coming in, so it helps. So I'm not telling somebody who's working a regular 9 to 5, be like, oh, you can do this. And when I have way more time at home to spend with these 50 aquariums that I'm doing. So that is a realization of that. So if you don't have the time, you probably won't get to where you want to be with that. But in retrospect, if you do have that time and you do have income coming in that can help you besides just that being your income and you thinking about that, you can take about 3 years, man, to get a nice, good stock going, sell to some fish stores, and then sell at a lot of swaps. So like a lot of fair workers, it's like fair workers, they only work probably like maybe 6 months out of the year or maybe 9 months out of the year. And then 3 months they're chilling because they've worked all winter or they worked all winter and fall, or they worked all spring and summer. And now they got enough money to make it through whatever their living expenses are. Like I said, Corey, he challenged me, to be honest, because I feel like you can make a lot of money in this. It's just all about the right amount of fish that you have. It's all about your following and getting yourself out there. And as long as people know that you have quality fish, first quality, it's always quality over quantity. I don't give a shit if you can breed. I don't give a shit if you got 900 angelfish eggs. Are you culling? Are you looking? I'm making sure I might have 200 angelfish eggs of these pearl scale gold marbles, and I'm letting them raise up. At a certain point when you're breeding angelfish, you can see at a certain size whether or not it's going to be right or not. When they get about pea size, you can start seeing whether or not the ventral fins are equal length. If they're not equal length, you know that, guess what? That's African cichlid food if you're breeding African cichlids, or that's another type of fish food, a lot. It does suck. It does suck. Culling does suck. But at the end of the day, fish eat fish. So bada boom, bada bam. That's free protein right there, and it'll actually get your fish stockier because it's more protein instead of all that processed food that they're going to be eating, that you're going to be feeding them or whatever. So I would say I literally lost track of what I was talking about. Not about.
No, you're talking about culling and fish.
Because I really wanted to just talk about breeding, but I want to talk about like the mishaps that happen with breeding too.
Well, we'll get there. Let me see real quick. So you've been doing this seriously for about 3 years now, where you decided, okay, breeding is what I want to do. This is the direction that I'm going. One of the things that I find really interesting from when I started seeing your videos is that you're not breeding necessarily the normal mill of the run kind of stuff. Yeah, I saw you breeding some of the other species that are not very commonly bred in captivity, unless it's a one of the big fish farms that they do it by volume. But how did you learn how to do this? Was trial and error, or is it a lot of reading that you've done over the times, or just having connections within the fish club that have bred these kind of species? Where does this come for you?
Well, I would definitely give a shout out to Aquarium Co-op again. I'm a member, so I pay every month for the exclusive content when they have the member talks. They have live streams every month. I'm not a Aquarium Co-op guy or nothing, but I'm saying if you are serious about something and you want to learn stuff, it's worth the $5 a month. Don't go through the YouTube link. It'll be like $7. If you go to the aquariumcoop.com and then you sign up to be a member, it'll be $5 even. And you get like 5% discount online when you order stuff. Because I ordered my baby brine shrimp from them too. But I would say that watching so many of the mixtures of videos all over YouTube, you kind of really start to understand that, okay, if I watch a video about angelfish, and angelfish come from South America, and the pH in the water that these certain angelfish come from is very low and the tannins are very high, and these corridors that I really want to breed, but it's an angelfish video, but these corridors that I really want to breed come from that same type of area, you can kind of take that same mind of thinking for these other type of fish too that come from the same areas. So like if I'm watching a video about angelfish, it starts when the mountain snow from the Alps come down and run into the Amazon water, and then the water becomes more acidic, then they get into a more spawning mode. That's probably happening for all of the corridors and all of the plecos that's happening in that area too. Now, certain things you got to figure out, like Jodryn Aquatics on Facebook. When you if you have soft water, say if you're having problems with breeding guppies, say the guppies are the easiest fish to breed. Say you're having problems with them. Guess what? It's not you. It's probably your water. So I would say Jodryn's Aquatics is a good one for that because he breeds hella guppies. So you will learn that the original question was how, did, and who. So I would really give a lot of that to Aquarium Co-op and Primetime Aquatics. The guy that's in Australia, Keep It Simple. Simple. He's a good one. Just a bunch of things, and finding random talks that people recorded, finding random like PVAS talks and things like that, finding random fish talks on YouTube from experts that have been breeding for like 50 years. Listening to the entire thing. Say you're doing your water changes, just turn on the YouTube video and put it on your TV and listen to it. You don't got to watch it, just listen to it and just do your water changes. You'll learn so much stuff. Like I've replayed so many Cataclysm, Catcom talks from Catcom on YouTube while I'm doing water changes, and I've learned so much over the years. So I don't remember each name, but I will say that watching Dean's Fish Room videos on how he breeds his rams and how they
Okay.
keep the fish tank clean and stuff like that. Okay, rams, sensitive fish. If you can keep those alive, you can breed those. You can breed any tetra, you can breed any catfish, you can breed any corridor. Like you can breed all of that stuff, like Dean does, if you just follow what Dean does. And a lot of it is dealing with your pH and stuff. But next topic, what you want to do? I was shouting out Aquarium Co-op because they really definitely and listening to a lot of that stuff. I really 2 years ago, because I'm at my 2-year mark on my membership. So I just got my 2-year little picture, and it's been a good investment. So if you guys want to really learn about stuff, I would say now's the time, because next year, the next 2 months coming up, I would say January, February, they got some really dope speakers coming on, and I can't wait to learn about how to breed and what they've been doing with some of their stuff. Because every fish that I have in this house will be bred and will be sold by me, and you'll like that. That's the goal. Every fish in here, I don't buy fish just to buy fish no more. Like I don't name them anymore, really. You get past that part when you're a fish breeder. You kind of get past it. But yeah. I do name my angelfish, and I did name my new male pink Sakura crayfish. His name is Boo for any of you Dragon Ball Z fans.
No, but just to add on what you were saying about the memberships for Aquarium Co-op, I was gifted one this month, and you know what? Those $5 is definitely worth the money because of what you said.
Go into the membership videos and
the membership talks.
Watch the I can't remember her name, but she's a catfish breeder, and then there's another guy. He's a Corridorus breeder, and then there's another video, but I didn't feel it too insightful on how you actually really breed the tetras. Like there's a tetra guy on there, but he didn't really say much, and I've listened to it like 3 times. But that's what I mean about gatekeeping. You know what I mean? Like it's like, dude, come on, man. What did you do? You added RO into a 10-gallon. Hey. How many leaves did you add? How many? What did you do? What temperature? Like these are the things that when I'm watching a video, like I want to know these. And when I'm coming up with my stuff, I actually just got a TDS meter, and I got all that, a real expensive one too that does everything. So now I'll be able to like take notes and stuff. So I'll be able to give people like real time stuff on what happened when I was actually breeding it. And those type of like facts, that type of information is really on those type of forums that you got to pay for, that are on like in Reddit and stuff like that. Like all of the real juicy content that you really want to read, it's not in the public. Like when you Google something, how to do this, the real answer, like it'll say like half of the answer on the Google search, and then you click on it, and then it won't show that whole answer at all. It'll show a bunch of stuff that won't even show that. And then when you click on it, it'll actually like, do you want to be a member and all this? So it's like people are like, yeah, man. My goal is I want people to breed tetras and stuff like that. So like we can have them here. Definitely all of the cool ones, because there's so many more cool tetras now. And there's so many more. They're coming out with so many, and I can't be the only one buying all these expensive ass tetras.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that I like to do is I'll try to research like clubs, because a lot of times they'll post talks from the guests that they have, and it is true. If you want to learn stuff, it's listening to a lot of these talks.
You gotta listen.
And it's funny because a lot of these people are not necessarily content creators either. You're not going to find a YouTube channel or an Instagram page for them because they're too busy doing the breeding that they're more focused on that than trying to film a video. Yeah, go ahead. And so that's usually what I found, and I've been able to lately been listening to some of these talks and come across some interesting information, and just you learn a little bit more every time. I think those are well worth the time investment, because I know a lot of us are just so overwhelmed with a lot of information out there, but a lot of the times on YouTube, depending on who it is, it's more regurgitated information. Somebody went onto a Google search, wrote down what it said on there, and then they're just restating what they read. Well, when you get to talk to some of these, when you get to listen to some of these talks from some of these breeders, it's very different because they're giving you their personal experience and the things that worked out for them, what didn't, and the tweaks that they might have had to do to a species or something to get them to breed. So it's always important to be able to go out there and find this information. What, did you almost run it over?
Hey, I got these bottom ones going on right here.
You're a lot braver man than I am, but there's no way in hell I would be doing.
Looking in through the peripheral.
I've tried that before, and it always fails. You always see me scrambling around trying to turn off the water because I let it go too long. So I quit doing it. Hey, Kyle. Kyle's going to be my next guest. Outside in Aquatics, he's going to be on with me on Thursday, but we're going early in the morning for me.
Cool. Yo, Whip, I see you in the lobby. What up, baby?
Yeah, so
my thing, I really want to, I went to, in the CCA in Maryland, there's this fish thing called the Big Fish Deal. They haven't had it in the past couple years, but ever since COVID, but I went there, maybe it was in 2019. I went there 2019, and then it was awesome. It was amazing. It was kind of like a mini Aquashella. Okay. And then, or like a small Keystone Clash. So I heard the Keystone Clash was like big time this year, but I would say Big Fish Deal is probably like, it's in Maryland. So it's probably, normally it was at like a Hilton hotel. So the room was a little bit smaller, but I went one year and I was amazed. And the next year I signed up to be a vendor and I did it. And, like I love that stuff. Like I love being a vendor, and my goal is to be a name. Like I want to be a name. I want people to see my name and be like, oh, he bred those. I want those. I got to have those. You know what I mean? Like that's my goal. And that's why I spend money on the expensive, the nice looking fish. And then I breed them. And I mean, if I spend, okay, because I can't really, I don't know how my boy at Angel Plus split the price on how he comes up with his angels, but I saw it and I thought they were worth that much. So let's say one angel is $50. You know what I mean? And I buy it, but nobody else is buying the angels for 50 because they're like, oh man, angels, that $50 for that one angel, man, at a quarter size, that ain't worth it. But it is really worth it because nobody really has it. And if you spent the money, you'd be one of the few that truly do have it.
Well, here's the thing though, with pricing, especially when you're breeding, it's how long it took you to get to that point. It's not the first fish that came out.
That's what I'm talking about now. That's what I'm saying. Like the fish that I buy, I'm not buying no normal fish. I'm buying fish like that people have spent years on color morphs, getting them. Like these angels, I wish I could show you. Actually, you know what? I think I might be able to. I can unplug I can unplug it. Hey. Hey, I never used this before. Whoa. This is my baby girl right here. In my Sasha Mau.
Nice pattern you done it.
So these are.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. This camera's really not doing them any justice.
Oh, I can see them. That orange really stands out.
It's red though. Like the front of it is really, really red. And you know, in his descriptions online, he's like, none of our fish are red. No fish is red. These are orange. These are called orange marbles.
Oh, okay. I see it. I see it now. Oh, wow.
Like, yeah, you know, people are going to want those. People are going to want those. So I spend the money on the fish that people are going to want. And then I'm going to breed them. Say I spent 50 on them. I'd probably sell them for 30, you know?
Yeah. But you see, look, the thing is, how many years did it take them to be able to get that coloration on those fish?
He's been breeding the koi species for like specifically. He's known for the red koi. I noticed a couple years ago somebody had bought a bunch from him or something, and then they went on Aquabid and tried to sell them as something called a red dragon koi. but I knew whose fish they were because he's the only one that has them, unless they're like a German breeder, because those guys over there are like next level. The only person in America that's doing the angels like that is Steve Rebecki. I'm pretty sure that's how you say his name, Rebecki.
Okay.
Rebecki. And Angels Plus. So if you guys looking for some premium angels, I don't have none yet, but he still does. And you will see the prices. The prices show you how much time, the amount of food that costs. All of these things go into it. Me, like when somebody got the deal on the last auction, I sold them 20 fish. It was with a pack of 6 gold laser cories, 6 super blue curry tetras, and it was a long fin snow white bristle nose, and then it had 7 CPDs. That was a pack that I do, a community pack normally, because I like somebody wants to set up a nice tank and they just got it set up. You can get a nice pack from me because I breed so many fish. You can get it all in a combo and you get it at a discount. That is one thing that I wish that a lot of fish stores would do too. Like say you got a 100-gallon tank and then you got a bunch of cheap hang on back filters, because most people buy hang on back filters when they're getting their aquariums. Everybody, most people, only people that buy sponge filters are people like us, that people fish people. Yeah. Fish tank, they're getting they're getting an aqua clear, they're getting something like that. You know what I mean? Say your fish store has a bunch of the Aqueon 20 flows with just media going through it, and they selling combos of fish that you can, hey, you want to start a tank up today? We got your fits, and we got a sponge filter, and we can sell you this hang on back filter with all this media in it that's already seeded. You can set up a tank today, sell you the seeded material with the filter, sell you a 20-pack of fish. 20-pack don't mean 20 freaking African cichlids in a brand new aquarium. I'm talking about like some nano fish or something. Say you got like a brand new 29-gallon. You get 7 CPDs, 6 other tetras, some like 6-pack of cories and a pleco. You'll be fine with that brand new tank with a, you know what I mean, with a new with a filter on it that's been seeded and some Fitz time 8. Fitz time, what is it? Fitz time 7 or something?
Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah, it's 7.
7? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, this stuff is. Shout out to Fritz, man. Shout out to Fritz, man. I'm shouting out everybody that helps me with my stuff, man. When I open up my store, I'm gonna have everybody that helped me all their stuff in my stuff. You know what I mean?
Well, that's exactly what Aquarium Co-op has done. I mean, it's the products that he stands behind. The
Corey,
products
man. I love Corey. He don't even know it, man. But hey, Corey, love you, brother. I love you. Man.
I just I appreciate the fact that he, as a hobbyist, he's taken the time to put his own time and effort into putting out products that are proven.
That are tested. Yeah. I spent a lot of time testing stuff. And so I spent a lot of time watching a lot of his videos. Like I started watching him maybe, like I said, 5 years ago, but I watched every aquarium, even the 4-hour-long like live streams with him and Steen Fott. That's how I found out who Steen Fott was. I followed Bob and I watch he's coming on at 8 tonight. So I'll be tuning into him on the Steen Fott Aquatics, because that's my guy. I like him. Yeah, man, I love this stuff, man. It saved me from it helps me with my PTSD. I mean, I've seen a lot of messed up stuff. As an airborne unit guy, all right, no, I'm not gonna say that. As a 92 Alpha, somebody who's just like supposed to do supply, you don't really expect to go out into combat and do certain things, which, I mean, I should have always been ready for. I went to long range marshalship school when I was in Germany, so I was qualified to shoot with a ACOG rifle from 100 meters to 1,000 meters, still in moving targets. I did a class, a long range marshalship class in Grafenwehr, Germany. And I never thought that I was going to be able to use that skill. And then when I got to Afghanistan, my second tour, they had civilians working my job. So I ended up going out and so you never really expect to do certain things in life that you sign up to do. And it's a blessing and a curse. It does help me do what I love. Like, I love doing this. And that's what I was coming to talk about. Like, I love this. Like, I found my passion with this fish. It helps me out so much. Just sitting down and just looking at a tank. Say you got a tank near a bed and you in this eye level, and you can just sit there with your you can just lay on a bed and just sit there and look, man. I mean, it'll just put you into a daze, man. It'll, whatever you were pissed off during the day, just sit there next to your tank. You don't have to have anything on. Just sit in silence and just listen to the water run. And like, it's a lifesaver, man. And I think everybody should have an aquarium in their house. Like, I feel like it's like a dog and a cat. Like, I feel like it should be like husband, wife, kid, dog, cat, fish. Like, it should be like, you know what I mean? Like,
Well, I'll tell you what, if you're going to learn about your fish and their behavior, that's the only way to do it, is sit there and watch them anytime. I mean, you're not always at the same time. One of my favorite things is coming out here, especially when I'm coming off working nights and I still have that one night where I can't really go to bed. I'll come in here like at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. All the lights are off, and I'll just turn on whatever aquarium I want, the overhead light on that, and I'll just sit there and watch them. Or sometimes, mostly live bears. Mostly live bears. I got guppies, mollies, platies that I'm breeding.
are you on aquabit?
No, I'm not selling any of this stuff yet because I'm still learning. I haven't really bred any. I sell a lot of the stuff here locally because on Facebook, people, you can't go wrong with guppies. Everybody is always, willing to buy guppies.
My guppies, I bought some red dragon guppies that were from Vietnam a couple years ago, and these are, I'm not gonna lie, I don't care what anybody says. None of Aquarium Co-op, anybody. Nobody has better red dragon guppies than me. But I did lose my whole colony. I don't know. And my 38 gallon, I was selling a lot. I was. And then one day I'm like, man, I had like one male left and like 2 females. I'm like, oh my God, what happened?
You sold a lot.
So now I got them growing up. I got these guys growing out now. I got a tank full of them. So I got to wait probably another few months for them. Because a lot of the tanks that I have, I've taken heaters out of them. I've noticed that a lot of fish that people think need heaters, I feel like even my super blue carry tetras, the super blue carry tetras that I have them in a tank in my room right next to my bed it's a 20 high. It's a 20 extra high. So it's the same dimensions as a 10 gallon, but it's 2 foot high.
Oh, okay.
So I have those. Okay. I have those in the non-heated tank, and I haven't lost one. Not one has gotten kind of a little chubby and a little bloated at all. Not one. Not like they've been doing fine. Great. I got them in this tank over here. The heat is about 78. They get finicky. I don't know why. I got them in my other tank in the room, in the 55 gallon, the heat is about 76. They still act kind of finicky. I got them in the third because when you breed them, it's so many. You gotta have so many tanks for these guys. When you breed in tetras, and raspberries, you gotta have lots of tanks for these guys to go out in, and it's gotta be steps. So you gotta at least have like 3 for each step. So I got fish all over the place. Like, I raise raspberries and tetras and everything all together. Like, this 55 gallons that I got, you should see them. They're like, actually, you know what? Hold on.
Yeah, show some of the tanks.
Oh my God, man, I can move my thing.
Yep. Hey, Ross, let me ask you something real quick. If somebody was looking into getting into breeding, what would be your suggestion? Should they start with a bunch of species? Should they just focus on one? On your experience, what would you recommend?
To be honest, all right. So one thing I understood it. I'm a hustler, baby. I'm from Baltimore. You know what I mean? So I've been hustling my entire life, man. So you gotta have stuff that people are gonna come to you for.
Yeah.
You gotta have stuff that I don't have to go out. I mean, it's okay to go out and like say, "Hey, I got this," but I am still kind of like a slow and steady antisocial unless I have a little bit of. Then I can talk to people, you know. So that's why I was like, man, I gotta have a little something because I'm gonna be stale. But one thing I would say, everybody not gonna like what you like, so you got to know what everybody like. Just because you like a fish, don't mean it's popular. So look at the popular fish and look how colorful the popular fish are, and try to find another level of that popular fish. So if tetras, neon tetras are popping, okay. Everybody has neon tetras. Get neon blue raspberries and breed those. People are going to want those because they look like those, but they're different and they're more rare, and everybody wants to be a little more exclusive. Me, you come to my fish store, we calling this the exclusivity, you know what I mean? Everybody's not on the same level. There's gonna be some, levels to this shit. It's levels in life. It's level, you know what I mean? Welcome to the Continental. You know what I mean? Oh, you don't have a coin? You can't get in. I'm sorry.
Wait. You can't walk away from the aquarium you were just at. Come on, we got to talk about that.
I'm sorry. My bad. I didn't.
He just teased us. He just gave us a little tease and then said bye.
Don't please you. I'm here to tease. Don't please you, baby.
So what do you got going on in there?
All right, you guys. So to be honest, a lot of this stuff is a lot of, like I said, the expensive fish that I've been buying. And most of the time when you get them, you're not going to be expecting them to come in as small as they are. But they do come in small and you will be pissed. So be okay with that. You got to grow fish out sometimes. But as long as you got them before the other people do, then you'll be fine. So, yes. That's the thing about the curve. The learning curve of this is get the fish first. Except for when the corridor is like freaking $600 a piece. Like I was not trying to, the Hephaestus or something like that. They're like the flame corridors. They're $200 a piece now, but still I'm like, I might wait another year. Because I do want at least about 8 of them, but I'm not trying to pay $200 a piece. And I heard that you can breed them good. Like they breed pretty good when you actually get a colony of them, but that's only in Europe right now.
Okay.
So, in this tank, I got some super blue curry tetras that I bred. I'm gonna tell you everything that I bred myself.
Okay.
The neon green kabutai raspberry, I bred those. I got plenty of those. That's when I saw one of those in the store that first time I saw them, maybe 3 years ago. Automatically knew that I had to get them, and then I had to breed them myself because I didn't see them enough, and I want to be the one that has them all the time, and they're healthy. All of my fish get baby brine shrimp every day. They get the crushed up extreme krill. They get the aquarium co-op, the bottle squeeze.
Yes.
So I have fry from that pair of the angels that I told you, the green Pinoy and the scale platinum. I got a small amount of fry of those guys. I have my pearl scale gold marbles in here. And I bought a group of the rummy nose raspberries. I bought some of those. All right, look, guys. Make sure when you buying stuff that you want to breed that people are going to send you females. When I heard that these guys started becoming like a big thing again, and then when I saw them on prime time, I was like, wow, shiny blue, silverish body with an orange nose and not your average rummy nose. That's pretty dope looking. I need to get some of those. I ordered them. I saw them online and I was like, man, those are expensive. So I went to another spot that I never ordered from that was way cheaper. but they only sent me males. They were healthy males, but they only sent me males. And that sucked. So I ended up having to go to Dan's Fish. And you already know Dan's Fish is a little more expensive, but it's kind of
Yeah.
to be honest, because you know that you're getting healthy fish.
Well, yeah. It's just if you understand his quarantine process, it's
Hey, and that's another guy. Hey, Dan's Fish. I love Dan's Fish. You looking for healthy fish? Dan's Fish. Holla at him. He ships all year round too. He got the maps down. I learned my shipping methods from one of the shipments that I got from him in wintertime. I learned how to ship in winter from getting something from him. So yeah. Now there has been some hiccups. Not gonna lie, man. My first shipping, I had these stunning pair of pro scale gold marbles I sent to Florida. Stunning. I mean, stunning, man. And I didn't like this. The first one was it was in the wintertime, it was in Florida, so I underestimated the temps. And they came there and they were all dead. But luckily I had a abundance of pairs of stunning gold marble pearl scales. So I got to send him. And I don't charge anybody anything. If they die because of me, I'm not going to charge you for shipping. I'm not going to charge you for nothing. You're going to get some brand new fish if I got them, or you're going to get a refund. So,
Hey, Ross, what size do you find that the angelfish ship better? At a dime size, quarter size? What size do you prefer to ship?
to be honest, I prefer to get all of the money that I can for my angels. So I let them grow up to about a half a dollar size. I always let my angels see. That's one thing. A lot of people, they just let their angels grow and then they take them to the local fish store. No, I'm looking at every last single one of my angels for any kind of ventral fin mix up or anal fin or anything. So I let my angel fish grow because at a certain point, they have to be a certain size for you to really see certain things. Because sometimes you might not see that the anal fin, the part where the anal fin connects to where the top fin connects. Sometimes that might be all weird looking. You might not even see that when you got 200. Then you drop down to 50, you still might not see that. So I'm never like big bulking on my angels. I always have at least like maybe 20 really, really good ones that I know that are growing strong and fast. And I would say around like a quarter to a half dollar size. That's when I would ship fish. But the angels that I have that I've been selling for the past 2 years, I don't sell any of these pearl scales for under 30. Like that is the price period for the pearl scale gold marbles, because I do such a good job on them. And when you get them and they grow up in your tank, you're gonna be like, whoa. This is whoa. Because I mean, like, let me see if you can even see the sparkles on them. This one right here, hold up. This one right here that one's a stud. You can my computer tapped the screen. But I have rainbow tiger endlers that I bought from Lucas Bretz. He's another YouTuber. I bought them from him maybe 5 years ago and now I have a whole nother color morph of them. They're my endlers now. Like I call them Super Saiyans or Super Rainbows. Because some of them have more of like a super blonde color, but then some of them have like more like it'll have the super blonde color, but then it'll have like green, red, blue, and it'll all be merged together. So I got those. I have the Imperial Tetras that I have growing out in here. I have some Hafeso Brycon wide-eyed, the blueberry Tetras that I've bred myself that are growing out in here. They look good. They're growing up pretty good. Like I said, plenty of CPDs in here that I bred. I have the Hafeso Brycon Imzuls, the red cherry tetras. I have those. I have about 10 of those. I tried breeding them in my 1 gallon jug. I've been trying a bunch of different things because Dan Fish has a video of him going to a older guy's fish room who's really prevalent with breeding tetras and stuff like that. and I watched the video. I've watched it a lot of times. But he has them breeding in like these, the little gumball candy jars, the little
Okay.
candy.
I saw a different one where the guy had created different chambers where the fry would be able to get away.
Yeah, I saw that one too. But I'm talking
Okay.
about this guy he's like an old guy.
Uh,
He he has like they're even plastic containers too. Like back in the corner stores, you
Yeah.
tumble breakers and stuff like that, and the little. Yeah, I mean, he got like the marbles in there. Then he puts the water in, and he puts his little Tetra pair or trio in there. And these not even 1 gallons all the way. So I was like, if he's doing it, let me try it. So I tried it with one of my pickle jars, and I did it with my raccoon tetras, the Hephaestus Pricon, Procyon or something like that. And I got some fry. The first time I did it, I left the eggs in there too long. I saw a bunch of fry in there the first time I did it. This was like maybe like 4 days ago or 5 days ago that I've been doing this project with the 1 gallon jar. But I finally saw some eggs. I'll leave my tetras, like even when I'm doing it in a 10-gallon tank, I'll get the water parameters to the proper area, and then I'll leave the fish in there for 48 hours just in case they don't lay the first day. But to my surprise, most of the time they do lay the first day. You just don't know, because what happens is when you think that they didn't and you pull them out, you'll see fry that already hatched that first day, the next day. And then you'll still have eggs at the bottom from fish that didn't hatch yet because you left them in there for 48. But I did it with the cherry tetras, trying to see if I could get the same kind of product, and it didn't happen. So this time, every fish doesn't work the same. So my raccoon tetras bred in a 1 gallon pickle jar, but my Imzuls didn't. And oh my God, my knees, my bad. I've been leaned over the whole time, crouched down. I've been squatting the whole time. So look, this right here, this little heater, this little Aqueon heater is the heater that I use in my pickle jar. I just dropped that in there. Let me show you.
Little 50 watt.
Little automatic one just to keep the water warm.
Yeah.
And I always take the fish out in the afternoon the day before so that I can still have a light over top of the tank. And one of these.
Oh, okay.
So this is what I did. The first time I didn't have one of these right here. So I cut it out, you put it in, and you make sure. Sometimes the fish will get behind it, so you got to make sure it's actually sealed. That's why I had this in there. It made it nice and snug. So you had that in there. This is the 1 gallon. And then I learned this trick I actually got this material from Erg Bogdrock's, I don't know if this is his wife, but this is partner. Her name is Janet. She's the one that breeds I went up to that fish room last year. I was in Aquabid and I won some L306s, and I went up there for the whole day. He was like, "You're the second longest person that stayed at my house." And he's mad dope, man. He's so cool. But he gave me one of these, and then I looked up the material, and it's God damn it.
Acrylic yarn or?
It's all right. So look, you see this? Like, here's a regular yarn.
Yeah.
And this right here, this is, I can't remember what they call it.
Okay, it's more frizzy. It's got more.
Yeah, so this one mimics the moss way more. So
okay.
Or like I did, certain fish want it like that at the bottom, they'll dive into it, or then certain fish. So what I did was I put a little, I'm recycling the old wire. So I just tied it up and I put it over top of the thing.
Oh, okay, I get it. And so it's suspended. There you go.
Put that in there in the middle. So it'll be dangling in the middle. And then all of the eggs will fall at the bottom behind this mesh, and you can collect. So in this little bad boy right here, I have the raccoon tetras growing out in here right now. And this right here, I have. You can see the pink crayfish in there
Mm-hmm.
with my the blueberry tetras, the Hefeso Bricon wide eye. Then I have these lamp eye Congo tetras breeding in here. It's been raining today, so I'm about to add some RO water, and they'll hopefully give me something in the morning. I have some stunning OB peacocks. Like that's when I do Africans, I do peacocks. I have a line.
They're just starting to color up too, huh?
Yeah, I have my own line too of the peacocks. Like I have a really, really orange and blue line. I call it the Nyx line, and then I have the Golden Frieza line, where he's pretty much. That's Frieza.
That's the dad.
Yeah, that's the dad. This is the dad. I call him Deborah.
Oh,
That's one of his sons. I have a pair of I actually have a trio of the Altum the Peru Altums and a pair of redhead Tapajos in this tank. The redhead Tapajos, they're actually being really aggressive right now. They're ready to spawn, but my water's a little hard, so I'm feeling like that might be the deter. But I did have my pair of Savini. I had my Savini pair spawn, and the eggs did okay. In this tank, back in this room again, underneath all of my tanks are doubles, so I only have steel doubles, so it gives me more room. So most of my 20 gallons are on double stands, my 40 gallons are on double stands, my 55s are on double stands. So underneath of that one that I had in there, I have the Antijo, Rio Antijo rainbow fish.
okay.
From Marcel. And then I have a pair of Sveni Geophagus in here that went and hid underneath of this big old piece of wood.
Okay, that's what those big streamers were? I saw the long streamers hiding behind there. I was like, whoa, what is that?
If you go onto my Instagram at Aquatica87 Heaven or Finenthusiast United, you'll be able to see that really vivid picture of those geophagus. Actually, you did like it. You'll be able to see a vivid picture. I actually have I just took a bunch of electric blue crayfish to my local fish store. He likes those. You can see my girl. That's Big Mama right there.
No,
but
I thought crayfish.
I thought the 29 gallon.
Oh, okay.
So people thinking that you need like a humongous tank to breed crayfish. No, you just need a bunch of PVC. You see how much PVC pipe I got in here? Yeah. I got PVC pipe. I got rocks. I got wood. You just need that. This is a 29 gallon that I have been running for 4 years with electric blue crayfish, and I haven't run out of them. So if you guys are looking, I got the rainbow tiger endlers in here, the ones that I was talking about. I've been breeding them in here for 4 years with the electric blue crayfish.
I was going to ask you, don't they snack on those?
They really can't catch them. Sometimes you'll see a endler with like maybe some chewed up little fins or something that got caught up by a small crayfish, but for the most part, they don't really
predate on them.
Yeah. So in this tank right here, another tank filled with neon green rasboras, the kabutai rasboras that I bred, and then more of the rasboras, the rummy nose rasboras. This tank has the females and males in there.
On those guys, are you using RO water to get them to spawn?
They don't need RO water. The rummy nose rasboras don't need RO water. They actually like the water a little more harder.
Oh, okay.
You just got to have some moss in there, and then you just need a male and a female. I would say with those guys, they are pretty aggressive with the mating. So I would say a one male of like 3 females. I would say 1 male per 3 females, not 2, because the male is they pretty, and they're fast, so that they're always up on them females real fast. Yeah, Marcel, I've been ordering lots of fish from him for years. These Rio, no, I don't think I got the Rios from him. I got my L181s from him. No, you know what? I was actually gonna try to buy some acid buffer today, and then I started reading everything on the back of the bottle when I was at the local fish store because I just got some. I was literally just there. Literally just had that daggone bottle in my hand because I'm like, man, I gotta find another way than just spending all this money on RO water to breed these tetras. And when I started reading all of this stuff, I was just like, oh no, man. I'm like, I can't just like add that to the RO water that's already like really low in TDS, because I don't care shit what nobody says. Our water does not come 0 TDS. It might have like 17 TDS. Silver Creek, I just don't have any right now. I just literally breeding these tetras. I have so many tetras that things just get used so fast. But I did just get an almond extract from Fritz Aquatics from the local fish store, because I asked him, I was like, you have any kind of botanic or any kind of extract I could add to my water to make it go down instead of the chemical? And he just went in the bag. He was like, oh, here you go. I normally just take my RO water, I boil it in my kettle, and then I put it in a boil with my Indian almond leaves and magnolia leaves from my wife's stepfather's house, because he has a big old magnolia tree. So I use the magnolia leaves from there, and I use Indian almond leaves that I buy from off of Aquabid, and I just let that turn into a tea, and then I let it turn to room temp, and then I pour it into the tank. But I don't have any leaves right now, so I had to try to see if I don't get paid till Wednesday, so then I gotta wait for the order to come in for the leaves, and then sometimes the leaves aren't as good because sometimes the leaves are too old. Thank you, Garcia. Thank you. That's all we need. That's all everybody in the fish hobby that really wants to or anybody who wants to sell fish and they can back a good fish selling, not just anybody, because a lot of people Aquabid sell shitty fish. But when you get a name behind you, a back behind you, that's why I always refer people to Aquabid. Like, you can look at my positive feedback. I only have like one guy who left me bad feedback, and that's because I left him bad feedback because he didn't get back to me after he sold me shitty aquarium plants. And I'm like, we were emailing, and then he just stopped emailing me. And then you have a certain amount of time on Aquabid to leave feedback, and I'm like waiting for this dude to email me after emailing him back more times. I'm like, yo, he didn't make it right after he sold me a bunch of bad stuff, and then like he sent me a bad one. And I hate seeing that one little red one on there. I hate seeing that little red one on there, but it's not anything to do with my fish, so I'm okay with it. But botanical works over. I just got some. Let me see if I can show you this bottle. Does anybody know anything about this?
Yeah, and thank you guys, those that have just sub to Ross. I appreciate you guys doing that.
Anybody know anything about this?
Oh, dark water? Not too much. I know it's supposed to be an extract.
He gave this to me, but I was like, I haven't had enough time to YouTube it yet because I was like just getting home to get back on here. So whenever I get anything or before I think about getting anything, I always YouTube and always Google to do research on before I get it. But this time I was just like, hey, you got anything to help my water? And he just handed me this instead of the acid. So I was like, all right, we'll see. It says 1 teaspoon per 1 US gallon, or 6 drops per 1 cup. but it doesn't say anything about dropping pH or anything. So
There you go. Red Lake says the Mad Aquarius uses that product all the time.
okay. Okay.
So I know it's tannins. It's just basically what you do with the leaves, putting it in the hot water.
Yeah.
It's basically the same thing, except they bottled it.
So what I normally do is I'll take a 10-gallon and then I'll fill up probably about this much of that 10-gallon at the bottom, probably about fill up this much of the tank water that the fish were in. And then I'll add about that much of RO water into the 10-gallon. So it's about almost halfway filled. And then I'll add the fish. And then when I add the fish, after I do my kettle of water and it cools off, then I add it into the tank. And then over the course of the 48 hours, I top off the tank with RO water. And that, to me, that's how specifically, is how I get good eggs. That's how I do it. But let me show you.
Well, let me ask you this, Ross. I don't know if you can hear me. I'll wait for you to get back.
No,
Yeah.
I can hear you.
Okay. Are you collecting the eggs out of the aquariums, or just letting them? Are you pulling the parents out, or
Parents out?
okay?
Parents out. All right. So some people. All right. So in the 10-gallon, I cut this perfectly, and then I put a little suction cup in between one of the little squares. So
Okay.
So when I'm doing aquarium, when I'm doing my breeding, one side of the tank is the tank where the eggs will be laid.
Okay.
So this will be suctioned up against the side of the 10-gallon. And this airway right here will be the space between the tank dropping down in eggs and stuff. And then from right here, I have another suction cup above this. With your plants, with your say you can get this on top of this. You can get this on top of this.
Oh, okay.
Put another suction cup in your tank on the side of the glass and put this on it. So now you got the greenery right there. So then I add maybe some real moss onto the bottom of it. So put some real moss in there, some real Java moss. And then I add the water, then I add the fish, then I add the tea water, then I add the RO water, and then 48 hours, pull the parents out. They won't be able to get behind this. You got to make it so it's tight so they can't get behind it, because sometimes they can get in between. I don't know how they do it. I don't know why they do it, but sometimes they get behind it, they get underneath of it, and then they eat the eggs. So you got to make sure that it's tight, that they can't get underneath of it. So I don't really let the water raise up higher than the corners of the top of it. You know what I'm saying? So instead of breeding the fish they'll be bred in a 10-gallon, but it's probably only 8 gallons of water that you're using, or 7.5 or something. And take the parents out, put some I always use hornwort. I always use hornwort. I got hornwort in all these aquariums. Hornwort is the key. That helps too. Have some of that floating on the top of this too, with this in the middle and then some Java at the bottom. You'll be able to spawn anything.
Okay.
And really after that, it's just about making sure there isn't any crud at the bottom. I have leaf litter.
Yeah, that's Tommy.
That's good. That I've noticed when you start doing tests like that, Silver Creek, say you got a river rock in there. I never thought that the river rocks, those smooth river rocks, I never thought that they gave off any kind of things. But the only tank that I have them in is the only tank in here that is that my water comes out of the faucet at 7.6. It's the only tanks that I have it in, and it's the Geophagus with the Ultims. It's the only tank that's 7.8. So I'm going to have to take those stones out of there. So it's always great to do water. And I have leaves, and I have the most leaves in that tank, alder cones. I have extra. I normally only have 2 filters on my 40 breeders. I have 3 on there. I have a filter on there that just has peat moss in it, and the pH won't drop. So it's got to be those rocks. So I'm going to move those rocks out. It's always going to do water tests. Always, always, always. No matter what you think your water is. Because, I mean, the TDS really matters. What I learned when it comes to breeding these tetras.
Yeah, I know that you really have to watch for the TDSs, and that's probably one of the reasons why I haven't been able to get my green neon rose bars, because I don't check my TDS. I just use straight tap water, but our tap water is really hard.
You're in Arizona,
And,
right?
yeah,
Yeah, see.
yeah, we have liquid rock coming out of the tap.
Hey, man, I was locked up in Arizona. I was locked up in Bisbee. And I went to El Hamburg, and I went up top.
Oh, okay.
And for a DUI, I got in the military, man. It was ridiculous, though. It was ridiculous. It was just one of those small town, Fort Huachuca.
Yep.
Fort Huachuca down there in Cochise County, man. Woo. I just got home from Germany, and, you spend a lot of time in Germany. You spend a lot of time drinking, so our alcohol levels is totally different when we come in from Germany back to America.
Isn't there a standard beer like 8 or 9%?
Yeah, they had that sting operation sitting out there in that daggone Buffalo Wild Wings. I haven't been in America in 4 years, man. They got me right when I came home. Goddamn.
Yep.
But, hey, don't drink and drive, y'all. Don't drink and drive. Drink and look at fish.
Yeah. Well, it looks like you've been able to get a few subscribers today.
Thank goodness, man. It's been years. I'm like, man, sheesh. That's why it kind of makes you like not want to even post, but you're like, they still got to see what I'm doing,
Yeah, well, it's just it takes a while to find the right community that will lift you up, and so unfortunately, this community for me has been great, and it's been great for everybody too. Everybody in here supports each other, and just being able to get out there, have a presence, people get to know you a little bit better, and it'll come around. I mean, before you know it, your stuff gets reshared, and you get more people coming in, and that's just the way it happens. Especially
showing me love. I was like, shit, I gotta show my man some love too, man.
And it helps, when your stuff gets shared out there, and in putting out good, interesting videos like what you've got, especially where you're breeding like everybody. It's real easy to do a video on breeding angelfish because they're real easy to breed. Guppies and all that other stuff. All the live bears, you just add water and they'll breed. But when you start seeing some of these other off little species, and at least for me, it's real interesting because I'm partial to the so-called nanofish, and so that's just what appeals to me. And anytime I see it,
that's where everybody's going. And there's a lot of apartment living too. So a lot of people are definitely here in Maryland where I'm at. There's a lot of apartment living. So everybody's got like small tanks and stuff. So I focus on breeding small, really, really pretty, expensive fish. That's all.
Yeah, for me, what it is because I can create a more complete ecosystem with the smaller fish, because you can have other fishes that are coexisting with each other, and you can take a 75-gallon. Add some plants, some rocks, and set up with some of these nanofish in there, and it's just for me, it seems more interesting because you get to
that's
see.
why I love that 55-gallon in there. I love just sitting there, just looking at. Once I pull the angels out, the tetras will be a little more happier again, because I had those angels in there since they were about pea size. So now they're starting to get a little big. They might start messing with my CPDs, but I literally grow everything out in the 55s together. Till they get to a certain age, to certain size, then I gotta move them.
Yeah, and especially when you let your plants just grow out like crazy, and it becomes like a little jungle in there. It's really interesting to see how different the fish will interact in an environment like that. They don't seem to be as timid anymore because they have more coverage.
Let me see.
How does it even begin to mount an operation like this?
These guys were kidnapping lobsters for months.
Yeah. All the pothos roots.
So
what do you have? Yeah, I love seeing the fish dart in and dart out of the roots and stuff like that. Like I have one that's all jungle val.
This
And
is the. You good?
those are the blue tetras, right?
These are I have them in here with Congo tetras and duplicaris, corridors duplicaris. So I don't know if you can see the corridors that have bred.
Oh, okay, I see it back there.
Maybe 24 of them in here. They bred once, but I only used the fry to add to my colony to make it a little bigger.
How's the striping? How's the striping different on those from a panda, Corey? Is it because they have the black on the top, or what?
They have an orange, a really deep orange blotch right behind the black spot on their face.
Okay.
So they have like a white nose, black around the eye, and then right behind the eye where the ear would be on us, you would see an orange mark and then a black stripe going down the back.
Okay.
And then I have the Corridors Equus in here. Corridors Equus, and I have the.
You see, that's a breeder's aquarium because you want to have plants, but you don't want to have to worry about uprooting them, so you got them in pots.
Yeah, I put them in pots.
That makes it easy when you want to fish the fish out of there. Yeah.
This has the
color on those guys. What are the red ones?
Those are the Cinepa Super Red pencil fish.
Well, I was going to say those are pencil fish, but those don't swim like at an angle like the ones that I've seen.
The pencil fish Equus, but these pencil fish are really expensive. But oh man, I lost my female. I spent a lot of money on getting a lot of fish and with these daggone pencil fish. And every time I got them, there were no females. And I ordered once, and then the guy was like, "You got to buy 10 to get one female." So I was like, "Okay." And last week I lost my female. Like, before I could even get her big enough to breed. So now I'm just on the lookout trying to find more fish with more females so I can breed these guys, because I want to have these on deck. I want to be the guy like, yeah, he has those pencil fish, not having to import them. That's one thing too. Like with me, I want to have fish that you would normally have to import, but you can get them for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of this stuff that people really want. You have to really import them, but I'm getting them because they don't really want to pay the price for them.
Okay. Are you familiar with the website that they put together for a lot of the content creators called Fish Fan Link? Okay, let me share this with you because you really need to get on here. What they've done, Matt is the guy's name. He kind of put together this website right here, and what it does, it allows you to not only have all your content in there, but it tells you what's going on within the community. And it's real simple to do it. I think, let me see if I'm already on here, but, if people are looking for your channel or whatever, they can just type in here, I'm going to use mine because I don't think yours is in there yet. Mexicali Fish Keeper, and it'll start giving you a drop-down list. And you can select all these different channels that are within YouTube. That obviously anybody that's added their information to this. And it allows it real easy for people to find your stuff. And then it also, like right now, if you wanted to see who was going live, they have this tab right here, and it'll show who's going live at this time. So it shows. See, and so it's a real useful link to be up on. And I think in there just to ask you for some real basic information, your name, your channel name, and they put all that information. It puts all the links for all your different platforms that you're using, like your Facebook, your Instagram, and it just makes it real easy for everybody to find you. And then they have a calendar there. If you wanted to kind of schedule live streams or something like that, it'll allow you to do that too. But that's a little resource that a lot of the people here use to try to figure out new channels and stuff like that. So I would give it a look. Put your information on there. and let it get some traction too.
I'm definitely gonna look that up.
Yeah, and I know Fish Fan Link, they have a little uh, page, I guess, and they were in here earlier. They usually pop in and say hi and remind people to hit the like button.
You know, I
But
always see Fish Fam link, and I mean on every stream that
yeah,
I'm on all of the streams pretty much. I
yeah,
like I love fish content. I don't even listen to music no more. I've denounced rap music. I don't listen to it no more. I'm tired of everybody trying to be a gangster. I'm tired of all of this shit. I'm just tired of it. So I pretty much just listen to fish stuff. That's all I want to hear about. I just want to hear people talking about fish. I could just listen to it. I own a laundry business where I do the linens and all of these stuff for a big massage therapist spot in downtown Bethesda here in Maryland. So during those mornings when I'm working, I put my AirPods in and I'm listening to fish talk. So I might not listen to prime time on Wednesday, but I'll pop in. I'll pop in and I'll always show some love. And I always do that for Aquarium Co-op, but like mainly I'm always on the replay club and I'm always
yeah.
listening like to the whole thing while I'm doing laundry and stuff. And I love listening to fish content, man. Just seeing and listening to new people and seeing what everybody's doing in their fish room. I wish there were more fish room videos on YouTube, people showing what they're doing, no matter what they're doing, just showing it. And it would make the algorithm go up for fish content. To be honest, it don't matter what you're doing. Just drop a short, drop something on fish and hashtag fish or something, and it'll make the fish content go up because I feel like when I was growing up, everybody I'm from the hood, man. I'm from the man. Look, man, niggas shouldn't even have had no damn aquariums where I was at. You know what I mean? Everybody, grandma had a goddamn aquarium when I was growing up. So they had goldfish, they had a catfish, a big old common cat, you know what I mean? So this was Baltimore. So everybody had, I don't know if it's just a Maryland thing because we got seafood, so we like fish or something, but like everybody grew up having some kind of, at least once, a fish, a damn fish bowl or something. And I just feel like we just need to, I feel like it's an American thing. I feel like that's a part of the American household, man, to have a goddamn fish tank, man. It makes us smart too. You start thinking about the nitrogen cycle. It makes you think about the world. It makes you think about life. It makes you understand how the grass grows. It makes you understand how you breathe oxygen. I mean, like this fish stuff is, I mean, we all came from water one day. This helps us understand so much the freshwater side of things. I do breed shrimp. I have blue dreams. I have really not been serious about the shrimp lately because I've been so into breeding the tetras and stuff. But I do have some shrimp that I'm not. I would say my blues I'm not really proud of right now. I would probably actually cull every last one of them and just feed them to my fish and start with a new line because I've just been being lazy. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
With that tank specifically, I see the white backs when they get the little white in the backs, that you haven't been taking care of the water good enough for the shrimp to really do their thing. And once you get one shrimp with the white back and it breeds, every little shrimplet that comes from that, I was thinking it might not because the mom didn't have it, but then I saw it, I was like, damn, they all got it's like a bacteria. It's like kind of like a scoliosis in the shrimp, kind of like that. That's what it does. But I have orange shrimp that I restarted that were in that 38 gallon that you saw with the Congos and the Duplicara. So I do have pumpkin shrimp again. And I do have lots and lots and lots of red cherry shrimp that are like fire red. So they're really good. If anybody's looking for any type of man, anybody in the Maryland area that has a nice size tank looking for a showpiece angel, I have actually, you know what? I have a stunning male. He is just, I mean, let me turn off the lights and turn off the blue. I turn off the blue when I'm showing fish because I don't want anybody to think that.
Oh, that guy's nice. With the streamers on him.
Let me see.
Oh, you can see the pro scale.
That's what I'm trying to get you to see.
Yep. It's big too.
Oh, there you go. Woo!
That's real
Anybody
nice.
looking for that? Anybody looking for something like that, and you're in the Maryland area? Come get them. I'm trying to get this 40-gallon. I'm trying to get him out of there. I need my stir-by fry, man. They keep eating all my goddamn stir-by eggs. And I mean, I love them, but I mean,
Hey, maybe the next fish auction.
Well, shipping a fish like that makes the shipping so much more. Like, because when I first started shipping fish, I started with my angel pairs, and I would spend like shit, man. The first one I did it. I got the shipping. Don't worry about it, man. I spent most of my the pair was for like the pair went for auction on Aquabid for like $280, and then the shipping was like for the amount of water and the size of the box and all of that. Like, yo, the shipping was like one something. It was like 130 or something. Like, yo, it was crazy for next day shipping. No, that was like the second time. That was the second time I shipped fish, because the first time I didn't do. That's what happened. I didn't do overnight shipping. So I spent $300 getting on just on shipping from losing money on shipping. That's how much I spent for doing it for the 2-day, which was still like $80 for 2-day for the size of the box and the weight of the box for a pair of angels. And then they died. So I was out $280, and then I was out $280 plus the $130. And then I had to ship again for another $132 overnight. So, oh man, I'm not
So
ship no
expensive learning lessons.
Oh man, that was like 2 years ago. So yeah.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's one of the benefits of not breeding anything big. The nano stuff. You don't get hit with a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, you can get the nice size those small boxes like Dan's Fish. He sells, what is that, $49 or $39.99 for the small boxes for like 5 fish. So, but I get my when I ship my fish, and nobody can say that I ship no kind of I ship it legit. So I get my boxes from Granger's. And they're the insulated boxes. They come with the box, and then they come with the insulated cooler in the box. So like I spend like $20 on my boxes depending on the size. From like, yeah. So just on the boxes, like I'm spending like $23 on a box, and that's not even including just the shipping and the fish.
Yeah, some of the best fish that I've received come from Peplin and Boxy. They do an excellent job of shipping fish. I mean, I was really impressed with the way they do it.
I did so much research before I started shipping fish because I didn't want anything to die. And then when my angels died, and it was a pair, like I was devastated. I was mortified. Like I said, I did have plenty more pairs because I was breeding them, and then you could tell that they were just more male and female. So, but losing that pair, I was like, I'm never going to lose another fish in shipment ever again. And I think I've lost twice. Once that first time, and then once where somebody I know they didn't come get their box from outside until the end of the day, when I got the email saying that they got there like 12, but they didn't get it till when they got off of work. And then they said all their couriers were dead, but I still gave it back to them. But I've only lost twice on shipment, and lucky.
Yeah.
But that's just giving you guys, if you guys are starting to ship, that was just a little bit of the good experiences and the bad experiences. I would say the cheapest in the best size boxes that I say the outside lengths being like 9, 8, 7. So like 9, 8, 7, or 9, 9, 9. I would say those are the best size boxes for the if you're shipping tetras or small corridors and stuff like that on a small shipment. Those give you the best on overnight when it comes to size of the box and weight on how much you can actually put in there, because that's been my experience. That's been the best size boxes. I haven't shipped any African cichlids. Normally I sell my African cichlids I normally sell my African cichlids at swaps, but I haven't really sold an African cichlid. But I do have some studs, so anybody looking for some showrunners, a stud piece for your African cichlid tank, which has OBs in it, because I deal with OBs, and I only breed OBs, and I only breed Mbuna called the long pelvic. It's not the pseudotrophius. Metriaclima. So it's a purple, kind of like a purpley, light purple fish with black diagonal bars going down, and kind of like an orange goldish underbelly. I'm a Ravens fan, so if you like purple, gold, and black, it's a purple, gold, and black fish, and it's really dope.
A raven fish.
So if you ever seen what reef was that? The Masani Reef.
Okay.
So there's a Masani Reef Afra. It's called a Masani Reef Afra. It's a Mbuna, African cichlid from Lake Malawi. They're kind of like a powder blue to like a white fish. They look really dope. This is like the purple version of that fish, but way less aggressive. These guys are gorgeous. So they're on the CARES list too. So those are the only African cichlids that I have in here. And the other African stuff that I have in here are all like African tetras and stuff like that, Congo tetras. There's some really cool stuff that I really want to get into, but I just don't have enough space right now. I gotta get rid of some of these fish. Somebody buy some of these fish.
So, do you have any of the current fish that you're trying to breed that's just giving you a hard time trying to get them to breed them?
These guys too.
Oh, those.
These are the fry rye. I don't want to mess up the name, but those are they have like the white sulfur piece going up there. Those are haps. They are stunning, man. Stunning.
There you go. Here's a question for you.
My website is my Instagram, to be honest.
Okay.
I am going to be making one though. I'm just so busy freaking. I can't do all of it. I don't know. I'm trying. I got freaking ADHD, man. I can't do everything. I think I can. That's the ADHD. You think you can do all of it, thinking about everything, but then you ended up still like doing one thing, you know?
So you have 50 tanks going right now, right?
Yeah, as you can see, they're all doubled. Like I said, the 20s all doubled. The 55 with a 33 on top is doubled. Another 20 doubled. A rack over here with maybe 6 on there. This is like the only tank in here that's not a double stand.
but it's pulling double duty because it's where you got all your stuff stored
Yeah,
on
it
the
is.
bottom.
I have all of my food and stuff. So yeah. And then no, actually no, I have tanks in my room, like in the bedroom, that don't have stands underneath of them. They're just on
Yeah.
frame. I don't even know what I would name my website. I don't know if I would call it Aquatic, because I really want my brick and mortar store to be called Aquatica 87 Heaven.
Well, just call it that then.
But my Instagram is, I do have a fish group on Facebook, and my Instagram is named after that. It's called Finthusiast United. So Finthusiast United is just FINTHUSIAS, no, THUSIAST United. So yeah, Finthusiast United. I was thinking about that too. I was like, man, I don't know.
He says RossBaltimore. Make it easy.
No, my Ross Baltimore account that's like, it's like my family. That's like me.
Yeah.
That's like,
No, but I think if you're gonna go with the Aquatic 87 Heaven, start branding that. Even though your brick and mortar is not open, so that people associate the name with you. So the quicker you can get on that and start making that the name, it'll be easier. People,
yeah,
they already.
when he says just do Ross Baltimore, like I that was my name on YouTube. I mean, on Instagram for a long time. I was just using my regular personal page and just posting stuff. And you know what? I think that might have been the only page that I got 1,000 something views on. But like, I post a bunch of other stuff on there too. I wanted one that was just like purely just my fish stuff, and because a lot of people that I'm friends with, they don't care about fish. So yeah.
You're in the same boat all of us are. That's why we hang out here. Because the people here understand us.
To be honest, man, I don't think I even have any friends, to be honest, really. Like, I like all of the people that I really call my friends, maybe like 3 people that I call my brothers. And like, yeah.
They want to know what's the name on Aquabit. Well, how do they find you?
The name on Aquabit is Aquatica 87. Everything is Aquatica 87. Even you can find me on Instagram at Aquatica 87, but it's Aquatica 87 Heaven. I just didn't add the heaven on to certain things because it just seemed like it was a little too long. But I'm kind of like the guy from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. His name is Rob McInley, and he likes long names for his shows. So like even on his Apple show, like it's called something Raven something. Like it's like a long name, and I'm like like it's either for me it's either like a short one or like 3. You know what I mean? Like, so,
yeah, but Aquatica 87 Heaven, it all flows together.
Like, yeah,
it's easy to remember.
Heaven, baby.
It's easy to remember. But
I'm good with names. I've named a few people's animals and kids. To be honest with you, I've given them the idea for it, and then they had to think about it together. And like, yeah, that's a good one. When I got my daughter's mother to agree with a name, I knew I could get anybody to it.
Hey Ross, is there anything else you wanna hit on before we get out of here?
Oh no, hey, anybody on here looking for some extra fish content coming up? You're gonna be bored for the rest of the night, and you're doing water changes. In about 12 minutes, I just saw my notifications that Steen Fott and his girl are going to be on, so tune into them. You know what I mean? Throw them some likes and stuff. Thank you all for your subscribes and tuning in. If anybody's on here that was on Facebook that I sent out that just checked in, good looking for you. Jeff, my man, love you. Thank you. I don't know. Is that spaghetti or something? We always going back and forth. We always having good.
Oh, Sketty Nona? That's
okay.
Yeah.
Shout outs to that person. And my boy Whip. Shout out to you, Whip. I'm still gonna buy that shirt, but I'm broke, nigga. I'm broke. So that's why I didn't hit you up. I hate to be about some business and then not be about the bidding. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna hit you up when I got the bread, and I'm gonna get one of them shirts from you. And anybody got any type of fish merch, any type of stuff like that, I'm always down to support and stuff like that. You can hit me up on my email at Rids with an S, Mars with a Z at Yahoo. If you're trying to get any of the fish that you saw. Right now for sale, I have the CPDs in groups of 6 for 40. And I have, no, groups of 8 for 40. Sorry. Groups of 8 for 40. Before the shipping starts getting too cold to ship. And then I have lots of rainbow tiger endless. If anybody wants to get any of those, I have so many of them. I have plenty of the super blue curry tetras. If anybody wants a cool tetra that's purpley blue in their tank, and I'll be trying to make more content myself and have my mans on right here for a live stream or something one day.
Hey, no problem. Any day you want.
Anybody
Any day that I'm off from work, we can do it.
anybody needs any guidance or whatever, like I will start making more I got the Vivi invite when it first happened. I know one of the people that started it up, and me personally, I can't sell my fish for that little bit. Like I spend too much time and money in here to that's the reason why I won't ship unless it's like an abundance, like CPDs or the super blues. I would not do wholesale or where some other company is taking profits off of what I've done with my work. Yeah. So I will be coming up with a website, but I mean that's one thing about the Aquabid. If you got an Aquabid account and you don't feel safe about ordering fish from me, you can go on there, look at Aquatica 87 and see my feedback, and then send me an email, and then I can work with you because I'm all about business, man. I'm all about good business. I'm from Baltimore, man. I know what bad business look like, and bad business where I come from, there is no more business after that. You're not here anymore. So I pride myself on good business. I love it. It makes me happy when a customer is happy to buy from me, and most of my customers always come back because I make sure that I give good contact. I make sure I'm in contact with you all the time. If you need contact, I'm going to hit you back. If something goes wrong, hit me back. I'm going to make it right. And yeah, that's me. I like good business. Bad business, bad business.
On Aquabid, do you have a list of the species that you have, even though they're not currently in stock?
Aquabid, I'm only saying go to Aquabid for a reference to see my feedback. But from Aquabid, you can email me from there. So Aquatica 87 on Aquabid, you can email me from there, and I will. But
do you have a site where you have all your species that are posted that you're currently breeding or working on?
Really, it's just on Instagram.
Okay.
Like right now, the only fish, like I said, that I have ready to ship are the CPDs. I have 2 short fin male. I have 2 short fin male snow white bristlenose plecos that are they're about almost 3 inches, 2.5 inches. I got those going for 40 right now. I have a bunch of tiny, maybe about inch long to 1.5 inch African cichlids.
They really want you to post up on Instagram fish links, fish fam links. I think I posted earlier the way to get on there. I know Jay, the nano aquarium guy, had posted a link.
I just posted my email on there.
Okay.
It's redsmars@yahoo.com. So that's my link right now. I have a pair of these redhead Tapajos but they're getting on my nerves. They're being all aggressive and all that stuff. And I'm breeding Tetras and stuff. I really thought that I wanted to breed these guys, but I do have the Sveni pair, so I kind of don't really need another pair of Geophagus. So if anybody's interested in a breeding pair of red-head Tapajos, and the male has his streamers are gorgeous. This is the male.
Oh yeah.
These two guys. Anybody looking for a pair, a breeding pair, I could do that breeding pair for $100. Because I have my Sveni, and if anybody's in the area and they're looking for some cool angels, I have a trio of the Altum Peru, the Peru Altums. I was actually giving them, well, not giving them. Somebody said they needed a new home for them. They was getting bullied, but I have so many other cool angels that like I could definitely use that tank for angel grow out instead of just having those in there. So, which I do have. I have a colony of L134 leopard frog plecos in that tank too.
Yeah, here's another resource that you can use. I'm not too. I've looked at it, but I'm not real. I haven't invested time into Discord.
Yeah, me. You know, I've been thinking about it because I heard that's the only place you can find good people to play Halo. Is on Discords, but then I downloaded it and it made it seem like I had to like pay for it or something. So I was like, huh? What's going on? So,
Yeah. So I guess if you send them an email to hello@FishFamLink, they'll be able to create the profile for you, and then you can just add all your links to it, and that way anybody can find you, and also it just becomes like a hub for you, where all your information is there for anybody that's trying to get a hold of you.
man, you know, I really want to thank you for having me on.
Nah, man, my pleasure. You know what? One of the reasons I do this, there's a couple of reasons why I do this, and really they're self-serving. I'm not gonna lie. They are because it allows me to meet new people that are in the hobby and they're just as nerds as I am, and this way, I get to meet. Where you can carry on a conversation in a chat, it's not the same thing to be able to speak with somebody. This is the closest thing we'll probably get to a face-to-face in the time being. But, you know, it allows me to get to know more people. And then the other reason is because when I was starting out, somebody took the time and the effort to kind of help me out by putting me out there, by giving me a platform. Channels that were a lot bigger than me at the time. I only had maybe, 100, 200 subscribers at the time. And then bringing me on to a platform where, you know, they had much more than what I currently have now, but still being able to have a platform where you can kind of present yourself a little bit really helps. And that's the very least that I could do as far as giving back to the community for everything that they've done for me. And, you know, for those two reasons is why I do this. And that's why I really get excited when, especially, you know, not that just the smaller channels kind of reach out and say, hey, you know, I'd like to be able to be a guest on your show. And I said, hell yeah, let's do it. I was really surprised when you reached out to me. Ian at Aquarium Magic, he's another one that reached out to me out of the blues, and he's from England. And man, when I had him on, it was totally awesome. So it's allowed me to get to meet people that under any other normal circumstances I would have never have met.
I mean, it's kind of like the army, you know. It's like,
yeah,
you know, you're gonna be friends with motherfuckers you ain't never thought you was gonna be friends with. You know, I would have never met you, boy. Now
we would have never hung out.
Like now, I got friends in Kentucky, baby. What are you talking about? You know.
Yeah, it's exactly that, and for me, it's been an awesome experience. Everybody that's here in the chat, I've been able to have conversations with them at one point or another.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. We ain't never gonna meet each other. I told you, Arizona is like one of my favorite places.
Oh no, I'm not saying.
In
I'm
this
not
country
saying
would be
in
the only place I would ever move is to
Yeah,
Arizona. Maryland,
yeah.
Arizona.
Well, and you know, as I get more into this, you know, eventually, like next year, one of my plans is to try to get out to the Keystone Clash. That's one of the events.
Trying to be a vendor there next year. That's what I want.
So, you know, I know eventually we'll cross paths, but I just like the fact that it's allowed me to be able to have a conversation with you that normally under any other circumstances would probably never have happened because we would have never crossed paths. And
Well,
this
we were both in
platform,
the army too, so I don't know.
yeah,
I don't know.
well, maybe, but I'm no longer in there, and neither are you. So,
Veteran meeting. I'm just kidding. I'm fucking with you.
yeah.
But nah, man, I get it, man. When
And
you
especially being on opposite coast, because you're in the East Coast. You're as far as east as we can go, and I'm as far as west as we can get. So, you know, it's just I just love the fact that this platform allows me to have that reach and to be able to meet everybody. And yeah, so, see, like Jeff is another. There is actually every single
like, Jeff,
person that's here.
Jeff, aren't you from Maryland? I think?
No, he's up in Michigan. No, not Michigan.
Okay.
Milwaukee
Okay. Oh,
or Wisconsin. Wisconsin.
Oh, no, that was the Predator Fish Girl or something like that. Something like that.
Yeah, I made the mistake of assuming that everybody's from Milwaukee that's in Wisconsin. The same thing they do when you talk to people on the East Coast and they go, "Oh, you're from LA." Well, no, there's more there's more cities in California than LA and San Francisco.
Yeah, people don't even know where Baltimore is at.
Northern Wisconsin.
I gotta say, like, if I say Baltimore, I'd be like a little bit outside DC, or like, because people is like, damn, you don't even watch NFL, you don't know who the Ravens are, shit.
Well, the Ravens and the Orioles.
Ravens, Orioles. Hey man, freaking Texas Rangers took us out, man. Diamondbacks, y'all better beat them.
Yeah, well, let's see what happens.
Better beat them, man. That's my second favorite team, my second favorite baseball team. Got that purple. I used to. I was based in
the old uniform. The old uniform was purple and white or off white.
No more.
No, they got black and red now.
Oh my gosh, it was so dope.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I had the purple off, and then I could.
Yeah, they had the purple and gold, and I guess purple and gold. That was really the colors, but
it was like purple, gold, orange, or something like that. It was like, oh man, and it had the
now it's red, black, and gold or something like that.
Damn, it had the Aztec shapes on it and everything on the D-back. For the
it was a diamondback pattern of the snake.
Damn. Oh man.
Mike, how you doing, Mike? New local Austin just popped in. Well, sir, it's been a couple hours and Steam Fun has probably already started.
He said the Baltimore Merlins.
Oh, Sarah.
All right,
unless that's a soccer team, don't you guys have professional soccer?
It's called like the Baltimore Blast or some shit.
Oh, okay.
Like we ain't got no real look, man. I went out to the county to play soccer, but it was like the last year of that league, so I wouldn't have been able to play. But I found out that I was really good at soccer during that year. Like I played center. I was like up and down on offense and defense. I could just run.
Yeah, Chicago. Everybody thinks Illinois is just Chicago. I think all the states.
No, see, I learned that, man. I was in the army and I met this white guy from Chicago, and he was like, "Man, I've never heard a gunshot in my life in Chicago." I was like, "What are you talking?" He's like, "Bro, it's only in the area, bro. It's literally only in one area, and you get all of this crime in one area where we are, unfortunately." But you know. Goddamn. It's like it is like that. It's like, damn. You hear
That's what she was getting at.
Oh, Maryland. Oh. Hey man, don't be trying to make fun of me, man. Maryland. How I'm supposed to say it? Maryland. See, that's when they start talking about when I say two. I don't see no difference in two. Do. But what am I supposed to say? Do. Two. I don't know. But thanks for having me on, brother.
No, it's all my pleasure. Thank you for being on. And like I said, Thursday, it'll be 7 o'clock in the morning, West Coast, 10 o'clock Eastern. So I'll hopefully see you guys there. So you guys take care. Ross, thank you so much for being on, and hopefully we'll catch each other on a different stream.
We definitely will. Hey, I'm about to pop on to Steen 5.
All right, sounds good.
Show my boy Steen some love. Hit him up with some likes. Because we need
All
that
right.
content coming in. And hit my boy up right here with some likes, man. Hit that like button. So the algorithm will pick people up. No matter what, even after this stream, go into the after stream and just type something in. You could just type in a number and it counts as a comment.
Oh, okay.
And it brings more, like it'll pop you up more. The more comments and likes, everybody says it, but it helps a lot. So you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button to my boy Mexicali, and then he'll put a little comment in there. Hit something right. You know what I mean? Get that algorithm right, because we got a good guy right here putting people on.
All right. We'll catch you guys later. You guys take care.
All right, brother.